Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. I hope you're doing amazing today. This one mindset shift put an extra $100,000 in my bank account. You will not want to miss this. Did you know that there's 1,700 millionaires made every single day? That's 11,900 per week, 51,000 per month, over 620,000 millionaires made per year. Those are incredible stats. And the truth is, I would ask you this one question. Why not you? You're working, you're trying to make it, you're putting in the hours. I promise you, if you're hustling and you're working 2 jobs and you're trying to learn things online or you're trying to learn things at a skill or a craft, you're working just as hard as the millionaires. You're working just as hard as the people like me that have multiple successful companies. And if you don't know who I am, my name's Tyson Durfee. I've been a world champion professional rodeo athlete. I've made millions of dollars rodeoing. I've made millions of dollars through my many companies. I've made millions of dollars with brand partnerships and other companies. And I want to tell you this simple thing that changed everything for me. Many years ago, I always thought I needed like this X dollar amount in my head. And I don't even know where I got it from. I thought, if I had $30,000 in my checking account, then that would be plenty of money to give me everything that I needed to do for the rest of my life. I was like, 30 grand, that can get me, 6 months living, and I would never have another broke day. Well, I carried this belief for myself all the way from high school, all the way up until my expenses got to a point where I was like, whoa, $30,000 is not cutting it anymore. Almost 30 years old at this point. And this $30,000 was like a thermostat to me. If I got above it, I spent more money till I came back to my comfort zone. If I got below it, I would hustle super hard to try to get $30,000 in my account. And so for me, this was my comfort zone. And you have to understand, I grew up on a small farm in the Midwest. Might be a lot like yourself. You don't come from a huge background with tons of money and everything handed to you. My parents, fun little fact, when they bought my family farm, my parents actually moved into a barn. And if you look at this photo right here, this is the barn that my family actually moved into. Now you see the one little area that has the pallet that, goods would be loaded on there, some lumber kind of stacked on the roof. My family actually lived in that stall. Now, I'd be lying if I said I lived there a long time. My mom and my dad and my 2 brothers moved into that barn, and they moved out of it shortly before I was born and moved into a really old trailer house. But the truth is, I tell you that to have you understand the context in which I'm telling you this story. I had $30,000. That might as well have been $10 million to me at the time. And growing up, I thought money fixed all problems. Like for me, my dad would always use the line like, do you know how much that cost? Or it would take us years to pay that off. So we had really old equipment on the farm, really old tractors. I remember Dad, back in the day, you'd have to pull start a tractor to get it going. And we would spend hours and hours and hours getting the tractor going so that we could feed the cattle, we could work our riding arena up so that we could ride and train the horses, which was our family business at the time. And I just didn't understand happiness as a whole, but I always thought that if I had just enough money, I would be happy. So I would work super hard, I would get to that mark, I would get to $30,000, and then I would either spend if I got over and I would save if I got under. Probably like yourself, you're comfortable with $1,000, depending on what level you're in. You're comfortable with $500, heck, maybe even $100. I don't know what your comfort level is, but I wanna tell you the thing that really shifted it all for me. And the truth is, it wasn't just one thing, it was a belief pattern. I choose not to upper limit myself. I just asked myself this one simple question. And it allowed me to change my habits as far as my saving and my spending and all this stuff. And the bottom line in it was that I just changed my belief patterns. I thought to myself, what if I had $100,000 in my account? And you know what? Over the course of time, I got to 100,000. And then I just kept shifting it up and up and up and up and up. And one day I looked at my checking account and there was like so much money in it that I just changed my belief about money. You see, I worked hard, I made more than I spent. When I made more money, I didn't go buy the next Lexus or the next Lambo or the fancy house. I just got comfortable with saving it. I didn't think, oh, I made 20 grand or 5 grand or whatever the number is, that I had to go and spend it immediately on something. to me, it keeps people broken. It keeps people in a prison. And if you're one of those people that's like, I'm comfortable with $300, I'm comfortable with $100, just change your mind. Say to myself, hey, if I'm normally comfortable with 1,000, what if I change my mindset to I'm comfortable with 5,000? And I'm just gonna work hard and use the same level of focus that if I had under 1,000 that I would normally have to get back to 1,000 to get to 5,000. And what you'll find out over time is that limiting factor that holds you back. It's the fact that you get a little bit loose with your capital when you get above that mark, but you get tight with your capital when you get below that mark. I know how it is to go without money. I've slept in the backseat of my truck. I went nights without food. I've done about everything that anybody has gone through. And the truth is, you change your mind, you change your money. I promise you that. It takes belief, it takes focus, it takes, consistency, taking action day by day by day. At the end of the day, if you're an entrepreneur, all you have to do is focus on creating the capital and then not spending the capital, watching where your dollars and cents are going, changing your mind and saying, hey, I can have $5,000. I can have $10,000. I can have $20,000. It was incredible to watch my net worth grow. At this point, when I had this $30,000 belief, I probably had a net worth of, maybe $250,000, something like that. Not a lot, but quite a bit for a dirt poor country kid from the Midwest who didn't come from a lot, right? And then as I began to change my mind about money, that there was no limit on my capability, just like there should be no limit on your mindset on the capabilities and the money that you can create. You see, you deserve it. You deserve to make the money that you dreamed of. You deserve to live financially free. You're already working hard. You're already doing all the stuff, and we all got the same amount of time in a day. So choose to spend your time not Netflixing. Netflixing? Yeah, I guess that's a word. But don't spend your time chasing Netflix. Don't spend your time Hulu, Amazon, all this stuff. Spend your time thinking about how you can create more, how you can be more, how you can believe more in yourself. And if your situation sucks and it's not very good and your mind is not good, get around amazing individual people. Cut the people in your life that are energy suckers, that are drainers, that pull it out of you. You have the capabilities. You deserve to get the money. You deserve to be financially free. You deserve to go on and have fun and, live that freedom lifestyle. At the end of the day, more money doesn't always mean, hey, everything's easy. It just means that I don't have to worry about eating tomorrow. It just means that I don't have to worry about making rent tomorrow or keeping that electricity on. I don't have to worry if I need to buy my kids, new shoes or new shirts. It's really nice having that, and you truly deserve it. And I tell you these things to I didn't make this video to brag on myself, because I am truly an average guy, average talent with an insane work ethic. And if I can do it, you can do it. Change your mind about how much money that you can make, about who you can become, about that limiting factor in your checking account. Do not allow yourself to go to a number and say, this is all I'm capable of having. You deserve to be financially free. You deserve to be a millionaire. You just need to take the action. You just need to have the focus. You just need to have the belief. If you do those things and you change your mind about the amount of money that you can have, your mind will expand, it will open up, and it will create more and more and more for you, just like it did for me. I hope that if you've enjoyed this, let me know in the comments below. Much love. Take care.